My name is Ian Lamont. Today we're talking about Amazon search fundamentals for different types of vendors, whether you're selling some sort of object or a branded item on Amazon, or maybe you're a publisher or something like that. I'm an author, but I'm also a seller on Amazon. I've been doing it for many, many years. These are the programs that I've used over the years to sell things on Amazon or to improve my sales on Amazon. One thing to understand, though, that I don't work for Amazon. What you're about to see is based on my experience. Some of the programs or some of the tactics and some of the strategy that I discuss, they may not work for you. And while it's possible to make money on Amazon, it's also possible to lose a lot of money. And it's your responsibility to evaluate risk. Okay, so that out of the way. What can you learn from Amazon search? And one screenshot that I like to use, actually two screenshots, are for the same search term, romance novels, on both the main Amazon website, Amazon.com, as well as the Amazon mobile app. And when you start typing something into Amazon, and you probably have seen this yourself when you're searching for things, a list of related terms will start to show up below the term that you're typing. And these terms that are showing up, they are not random terms that Amazon is generating from a computer dictionary or something like that. These are actually terms that real customers are using to find things that they like. And the important takeaway here is that it's actually a window into what people want, and you can use that data in your own products, in your own marketing, to better attract customers or to make them aware that you have a product that might be relevant to them. So one thing I'd like to point out also about these two views of Amazon search is that one of the terms is not the same as the other. I mean, for one thing, the order of the terms is different from the mobile to the desktop version of Amazon. But there's one term in particular, steamy romance novels Kindle free, that shows up on the desktop version of Amazon, but doesn't show up on the app version of Amazon at the time that I took these two screenshots, which was within a few minutes of each other about 18 months ago. And what this tells you actually is that what the people that are using Amazon on the desktop, they're not the same as people that are using Amazon on a mobile app. You actually have two different audiences there. And if you have two different groups of, let's put it this way. If you know that your customers are more likely to use the mobile version of the Amazon app, perhaps because they're younger or because of the way that they work and they're always on their phone, you should be thinking about the terms that the mobile app users are using more than the terms that the desktop version is showing if you're attempting to leverage these keywords. And by the way, it's not just with things like books. It's the same with different types of items that are for sale on Amazon. I typed in binoculars earlier today into Amazon, and these are the different items that showed up. Some of them are pretty obvious, like what people are using them for. Some of them I don't even know what it means, like Unigroup. Maybe that's a manufacturer or something like that. But this is the same for practically everything you can search for on Amazon. So let's go back to romance novels. This is a screenshot I took yesterday when I searched for romance novels. A couple interesting things to point out in the search results. The first thing is there's more than 100,000 results for romance novels. Okay, that's a lot of books, and obviously they can't show 100,000 items on the front page of Amazon.com. They have to split it up into multiple pages. Second thing is most of the real estate on the top of the search results is actually paid. All of these things that I've just put in that rectangle there, they're all paid, sponsored advertisements that vendors, or in this case publishers, have paid for to get their books to show up at the top of the results. There's only one item at the very top of the page that is so-called organic search result, meaning that Amazon's algorithm generated it to show on the top of the page. And if I scroll down the page, you would see more organic search results, but you would also see a lot of sponsored search results, which vendors are paying for. And if you think about it, it's actually not much different than when you go to like a supermarket, and at the end of the aisle, there's some special highlighted item that are for sale, or maybe when you're walking down the aisle, there's like a cardboard cutout with some items that usually a big manufacturer wants you to see. Those distributors and those manufacturers, they're paying for those items to be highlighted in the store in that way. And this is actually what's happening here on Amazon. They're giving a lot more real estate to people who are paying for advertisements. Same thing on the Amazon app for romance novels or steamy romance novels. The top result is paid. The bottom result is organic search. That is, no one's paying for those results, but Amazon is showing it to you based on a number of factors, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. Okay, so clearly Amazon has issues, and when I say issues, think of all those 100,000 romance novels to display. It's just too many products to display. That's problem number one. Problem number two, customers can't find the things that suit them. So if you have 100,000 romance novels, how do you possibly, you know, and you have a million customers searching for them, how do you show the right romance novel to the right person? And then the problem number three is that Amazon's always looking for ways to improve sales and profit. And because of these issues, this is the solution that Amazon developed. So first of all, starting in the 1990s, they developed an algorithm, a computer algorithm, which is basically a formula which determines what will show up on the front page of Amazon. At first, it was a very simple algorithm. Everyone saw the same thing at the top of the results, but later on, they began to personalize it a bit more or show it or change it up in response to like seasonal factors or whatever, availability. So things are a bit different now. But the other big thing was a change about maybe 5 years ago when Amazon rolled out this advertising solution to vendors. And I tried it out in 2016 and I've used it ever since. It's very effective, although it's getting more expensive to use. I'm not going to get into the details about Amazon advertising works, although I do have some other videos about that. But this is basically the solutions that Amazon has developed to take care of those three problems that I just mentioned. Too many products to display, customers can't find things, and they want to make more money. Okay, so you may be wondering, well, all right, that's great. So what goes in this algorithm? And Amazon doesn't exactly say what goes in there, but it's possible to make educated guesses based on just simple testing as well as some research that other people have done. Here are some of the things that will impact the algorithm. What you see, not only for the organic algorithm, the so-called natural algorithm, just that's based on sales and trends that customers are using on Amazon, but also the paid algorithm for advertising. So personal interest will definitely affect that. When I search for binoculars, what I see may be different than what somebody else in another country sees or in another part of the United States sees. Pre-existing sales. So Amazon is assuming that, okay, well, if lots of people are buying a certain type of binoculars already or a certain type of book, that's very popular. People like it. So let's show that book more often. So that's one thing. Strong pre-sales. So if you're launching you can do this with books. I'm not so sure you can do this with other types of products, but you have a new product coming out or a new book, and it's not available yet, but you know the release date, you can start to promote the heck out of that, get people to the page and start to pre-order it, with books certainly. And Amazon will look at that data and say, lots of people are pre-ordering this, so this is something we want to show off when it actually launches in organic search at a very higher level. Time spent on detail page. Detail page is just a product page, so if people are spending more time on the detail page, that means they probably like it or they're intrigued about it. They want to find out more about it. So Amazon will use that as an indicator. And I think I heard that from an Amazon person one time, that's an indicator that goes into the organic algorithm. High conversion rate. This means that, let's say you have 100 people coming to your binoculars page. You're selling a certain type of binoculars, and 10 of those 100 people convert to buyers. That's the conversion rate, therefore, is 10%. You want a higher conversion rate because either your product's so good or the price is so good or there's lots of reviews or whatever. But if your conversion rate is pretty low, like let's say it's just 1 or 2% or even less than that, then you've got a problem on your hands. There's something wrong with the detail page, or there's something wrong with the traffic that's going to the detail page. That's beyond the scope of this particular video, but I do discuss that in other videos on my YouTube channel, which I'll show you later on. And then finally, another thing that helps to boost your organic ranking is external traffic. I heard this directly from someone at Amazon. So if you have a website or social media campaign that's driving people to a certain detail page on Amazon, that will impact the algorithm in positive ways. Okay, so let's go back to the binoculars example. If you are selling binoculars and you're looking for ways to make your product more visible on Amazon search, what I would be doing is I would be going through this list of terms that's popping up on both the mobile application and the desktop version of Amazon.com, taking those terms and putting them in a couple places. One is you can put them in your title if it's logical and it makes sense and it's not too obvious you're just trying to game the search algorithm. Amazon actually has rules about that. So for instance, I might have a product, binoculars. Maybe I'll say, well, lots of people are buying hunting binoculars, so I'm going to make a hunting version of my binoculars. Maybe have some sort of camouflage design, or they're small so they can fit into a hunter's jacket. And then I can put in the title of of that particular product, like hunting binoculars. And then I could maybe also do something if it's the right size. I could say hunting binoculars 10 by 42 or hunting binoculars with camera. So you can see that it's possible to customize your description a bit, either depending on the actual characteristics of the binoculars, or it's something that it's capable for being used for. So you could say binoculars. I think it's safe. You could say like a binoculars for adults. Like you can put that into the title. That would be okay. Because you want to make sure that people maybe there's a parents ordering binoculars for the kids, and those are cheap plastic. So you want to differentiate between that. One thing to know on Amazon Seller Central, as well as on the Amazon programs for books, you have spaces for metadata keywords that won't be seen by people, but they will impact the search algorithm. So you can put adults hunting camera in those keyword fields. People won't see that when they're searching for it, but it will help it show up more prominently. Now, just keep in mind, though, even if you're doing this, other people, other manufacturers of binoculars, they're almost certainly doing the exact same thing. So, and Amazon obviously can't show everything at once. So this is where things like reviews are very important, legitimate, honest reviews, as well as sales and other indicators that go into the search algorithm can help you out. So that's my brief overview of Amazon search. For more information, go to my website, leanmedia.org. If you click on video, you can check out my YouTube channel, which has many more videos about using Amazon, strategic as well as tactical. And if you look at my blog too, there's a lot of information about using different types of Amazon programs. My name is Ian Lamont. Thank you so much for watching.